boys and girls, we're back with yet another video, and this one is going to be one that involves this little space next to me. Obviously I usually have my green screen these days, but that is not the case today. I've went with something that's a bit more original and practical, because the idea clearly isn't an original idea in the first place, so I've made it my own sort of spin on it, I suppose. So, this video is the 2019-20 SPFL Championship Strikers tier list. Tasty. Now obviously tier lists have been done to death on YouTube. No matter what subject, there seems to be one that's been done, whether it's favourite crisp packets, favourite cereals, or the best football vloggers in someone else's opinion. The less said on that one, the better, I suppose.
Ben Crawford. I've got to put Ben in Paul for now.
However, as you can tell, it's going to be a tier list of the SPFL strikers from the past season in the Championship. I'm sticking to last season for now because we obviously don't exactly know what's going to happen with the SPFL. Because of Hearts and Partick Thistle going to court with the SPFL, what's going to happen, I don't know. So we're sticking with last season's teams within their own divisions. So therefore, currently in this video, Dundee United are still a Championship team. Sorry lads, just maybe this one more video, you'll be classed as a Championship team for now. But without further ado, let's get the tier list on the way. And there we go. So I'll stick the actual version up on the screen just now, just so you can see the categories a bit better. We have next level at the top. Good, but not that good. Meh, not for me, and just bad. So as you can tell, that's ranging from the best to the worst players, in my opinion, in the Championship from the past season. I've picked 16 players, 16 strikers in particular, to talk about, and I've got one at least from each team. So let's get on with it. So first one up is the man on everyone's lips right now, and that is indeed Kevin Nisbet. And there is no messing about here. He is going right in the next level category. There he is, first on the list. It's quite simple with Kev. He is going to move on to that next level, and pretty much throughout the season, apart from a wee barren patch at the start of the season, he's been scoring consistently and never really let up in terms of scoring goals. So there can be no other category that he goes into except from next level, in my opinion. You know who he's going to be joined by later on in the video, but we'll leave you hanging for now. Next up is Alloa striker Kevin O'Hara. Now, he's obviously had his one really good season at Alloa, and beforehand he's never really been a regular goal scorer for a team, but I would have to say that he's proven me really wrong this season, especially. Obviously he's had his dodgy history being involved with Dunfermline. Of course, he used to be a Falkirk player and he didn't exactly paint himself in the greatest light back then. However, on the pitch this season, he's been fantastic for Alloa and been a great goal scorer for them and a vital cog in them staying up in the division for yet another season. So for that, he's obviously not next level, but he will go in that good but not that good category. And he's the first one in there. Now next, your man Robbie Muirhead. I'm really not a fan of this guy. If you follow the channel, you will know this by now. I didn't rate the signing when Morton made it last season, and he has been officially released from the club since that time. I just don't see the point in Robbie Muirhead. Ultimately, that means he only goes in one category. He's the first one to make it in there, and he's not the only one that's going to be there either. Just bad, Robbie. Just bad. Now next up is Kane Hemmings, Dundee striker. I am going to have to say that Kane Hemmings is just in the not for me category. This might be one that kind of sways opinion, and you're probably going to either think Kane Hemmings is good or Kane Hemmings, like me, isn't for you. As I said, it just isn't my cup of tea. I wouldn't personally want him in my team. I don't take to Kane Hemmings as a player, as a football player. No doubt he had ability back in the day, but nowadays I don't see enough from him on a football pitch, and I've seen enough of him this season to kind of warrant this opinion, I think. And to me, I just don't see how Kane Hemmings is extremely efficient on the pitch and what he exactly offers. So for that reason, he's in the not for me category. Is he for you though? Next up, Chris Doolan. Unfortunately, another one that goes in the not for me category. A lovely guy, but ultimately just not for me. And now Jordan White, a man that has just secured a move to Motherwell. Obviously, that means he is a decent enough player. However, don't think he's that next level category. I think he's just a good player but not that good. So there can only be one category for that. There you go, Jordan. And now the next and final person to go into the just bad category has to be Osman Sow. I've never really rated this guy. It was good for Hearts when they got promoted under Robbie Neilson back in the day, and then he's never really done anything that's really wanted, my opinion, to change from this. It has been this ever since those Hearts days, and him being at Dundee United didn't really change that opinion at all. He never really kicked a ball barely, and when he did, he just wasn't convincing enough for me, so just bad. Next up, ex-Falkirk man, currently Partick Thistle striker, Zach Rudden. Not for me. I've explained this in videos before. I'm just not that convinced by Zach Rudden. He scored a decent amount of goals for a poor Falkirk side, but I don't think he'll ever replicate that again. So, he's not for me. Now, next up, here we go. No! Nicky Clark. I don't know when that'll ever die. Maybe never. Follow me to the grave, probably. Nicky Clark goes in the good, but not that good category. A goal scorer, there's absolutely no doubt about that. I just don't think he's of the same level as your Lawrence Shanklin and Kevin Nisbet. Michael Moffat is up next, and he is the first one to go into the meh category. A good guy is Michael Moffat, and he's been around at Dunfermline and Ayr United now, and he's done his job, and a nice guy, a very nice guy, but unfortunately I just think he's not quite the standard of other players within this list that are higher than him, so meh. And straight up next with another meh category player, Partick Thistle striker Brian Graham. I don't really know what to say about this one because there isn't really a main reason why he's in the meh category. He's just not wanted to be in the category above that, and he's not for me, so he has to go in that middle category. And then Kevin Nisbet's partner in this tier list, and possibly his future strike partner, Lawrence Shanklin, in the next level category, obviously. Bob McHugh is up next, a player that has just signed for Queen's Park. A great signing for them, obviously, and he will score loads of goals down in League 2. However, for a Championship level player, I think Bob McHugh is just a bit meh. He doesn't really excite me, and he's definitely not extremely poor, so he has to go in that meh category for that case. And another one, Gary Oliver, Queen of the South striker, one that I actually wouldn't mind taking at my own club if we were to take up that option, but he is a bit of a meh striker for me, so again, not one that I'm extremely excited about. Now here's a bit of a controversial one. Stephen Dobie. He's obviously had not the best of seasons last season, but I don't think that is mainly down to him. He's been a fantastic goal scorer in recent seasons for Queen of the South, and he's been the main reason why they've stayed up in the past few seasons, even though it was very controversially done this past season, of course. He's probably the striker that's performed the worst in the past season to warrant being in this category. However, because of his recent season's performances, he's going to go in that good, but not that good category. Simply because I just don't know if he's now coming to the end of his goal scoring heights. And finally, in the SPFL Championship 2019-20 striker tier list, Craig Whiten of Arbroath, obviously on loan from Hearts, and he is going to slot right in to that not for me category. I'm just not convinced by him. If he comes back down to the Championship and does well for some other team, then I'll probably change my mind and at least put him up to meh, but for now, it's not for me. He needs to change my opinion on him. And that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. Here on the screen right now is the tier list in full. Let me know your opinion on it in the comments below and where you would have ranked all these strikers within the certain tiers that I've made. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, subscribe for more of this type of content, and until the next video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.